Hey everybody, how's it going? Monster Hunter, Monsters tier list. Ground rules, obviously. S tier, my favorite monsters ever. I mean, it's the rest of it's self-explanatory. F tier, monsters I actually really don't like. D tier would be don't like, but it's sort of just I have a distaste for, but not necessarily the worst thing in the world. C tier is, average. B tier, I'm liking it. A tier, I love it. Haven't fought, means I haven't fought it. Pretty much. Go figure. Alright, so the icons seem to be in order of generations here, so Rathian is first. Rathian, or Rathian as I used to call her. The wife of Rathalos. Well, these two, I think they go in A, of course, because I mean, they serve a great purpose. Of every game, they kind of differentiate between, these early game schmucks you're fighting. You hit Rathalos, that's when you know things are going to start getting serious from here on out. You're not quite at high rank, but you are well on your way, and they're great monsters. They're dragons. But they still have a whole lot of personality. Rathalos used to be very annoying in the early games, but around Generation 3, he got a little bit buffer, he got a little bit cooler looking. Really came into his own, so A tier, of course. Of course, I like skinny Rathalos as well. Keizu, his fight's a little annoying, but his design is spectacular. His theme music is one of the best in the series. B, probably for now. Might go up later. We don't know. He's a B monster. Gravios and Basarios, they're brothers, so I'm gonna keep them together. Let's say C tier probably, because the rock guys kind of have a rocky history with Monster Hunter. There's some cool concepts for the rock guys, but they really haven't knocked it out of the park in terms of rock guys. Well, until Monster Hunter World, but we'll get there later. Monobolos is very, very cool, and these are brothers as well. So I'm gonna put him in A tier above the other iconic monsters here. Monobolos just edges a little bit above Diablos because he gets a bad rap. He hasn't been around in so long. I like him a lot better. So he goes right in front of Diablos there. Diablos still so cool. Yan Kutku, or Kutku as they call it in Wilds. I love what they did to him in Wilds. He marks when the game really opens up. At that point, he's awesome. I have a lot of good memories fighting him. Also a lot of bad memories fighting him. But I might put him in C. Only because there are so many monsters that I absolutely adore. So I have to be a little bit lenient here. I have to be a little bit harsh, rather. The opposite of lenient is what I'm trying to say. Gypceros, not the stupid way they say his name in Wilds. Gypceros. Nah, he's a Gypceros, and he is our first S ranker. I love this man. Fighting him was such a formative experience for me as a young monster hunter. He's my first guy that I really struggled and persevered against when I was first starting out. First guy I soloed that was actually kind of a real monster. Plesioth. We don't need to talk about Plesioth. We all know everything there is to know about Plesioth. But I will say, I love his design. Just a simple dragon that's a fish. That is amazing. I'm gonna keep him in B for now. He might go down. I do like him though. I have an affinity for him. Kieran, I'm gonna put Kieran in B because he's an elder dragon, but he's not even a dragon, and that on its own is very cool. But in terms of elder dragons, there's much better, there's much cooler guys that I like to fight. Excuse me. He is a horse though, so I'm gonna keep him in B. I like him. Lao Shan Lung, however, is going the tippy top of the A tier. Because despite his fight being a little bit boring per se, the spectacle is literally out of this world. In fact, where are... Yeah, these guys. Shengeoren and Yamasukami. Wow. Just something about these two, man. Something about these three. Such a crazy... That's when you really like... Man, it hits hard when you fight these guys. You see this guy, you see this freaking guy on the quest board, you're like, what is that? And why is his name is so strange compared to the other names I've seen so far? Yamatsukami? What is that? And then you get in there, you're like, what does this guy look like? It doesn't help to see him up close. It doesn't help at all. In fact, you're even more confused as to what he is. Amazing experience. I'm putting him just a little bit above Shengeoren. But Shengeoren, amazing as well, for the same reason. Fatalis, also an absolutely bombastic spectacle. He's like Lao Shan, except his fight is much more intense and scary. He's not as big as Lao Shan, but he is more of a dragon. He's like the dragon ideal. Now these three, well, I mean, obviously, Iodrum's going in F. I'll probably have to put these guys in D. Not that I hate them or anything. It's just they serve their purpose, and you don't really have I don't know. Maybe I've fought them too many times. I just don't have much of a liking towards them anymore, honestly. Especially when 3rd gen came out, but I'll get to that later. Cephadrome, we can go ahead and put an F there. Sorry, buddy. Garuga. Now, Garuga is Kutku's grandfather, and that makes him a little bit better than Kutku, but they're essentially the same guy. Garuga's a lot stronger, though, so that... And he's intimidating. He's not very intimidating, so... He's a surprise when you get to him. It's like, he's Kutku's grandpa. How strong can this guy be? In for a little shock. Daimyo Hermitar and Shogun Sienitar. I put these guys in C because they're not my favorite to fight, but they are very unique. They are unique, and I put Sienitar in front because I like blue better than red a little bit. Conga Lala for our second S tier. You'll find that I love the monkeys in this game. The monkeys are everything to me. They're some of my favorite monsters, just bar none. But that being said, Blanganga, he's too scary for me. He's too scary. He doesn't have the cute factor of the other monkeys because of his big old bald head and the way that the sheer number of times that he killed me when I was first starting out in Monster Hunter Freedom 2, which was my first game in the series. Man, he wrecked my keister pretty good there a few times. So I kind of don't like him that much. I'll put him in C. I love his design. His design's great, and his armor's awesome. He's gonna go to B. He's gonna go right beneath Keizu there. Rajang, though, Rajang is S tier. He's going right up there at the tippy top because he is a monkey combined with a bull, and he's awesome. He has serious anger issues, and that's pretty cool to me. Kushala, I'm gonna put you in D there, buddy. I love his ecology video. And speaking of which, Daimyo Ecology, Hermitar, greatest Monster Hunter cutscene cinematic of all time. Go look it up on YouTube, Daimyo Ecology. Chameleos, yes, S tier. And sorry, Kushala, to go over you. Your fight is kind of annoying, and you're not that interesting. You molt your skin, that's cool, but Chameleos is probably my favorite Elder Dragon. So cool in every conceivable way. His color scheme, gorgeous. Teostra, maybe my least favorite Elder Dragon, if we're being honest. He's got anger issues too, but he scares me. He scares the living daylights out of me. He's not cute like Rajang. Lunastra, his ex-wife, same thing. Blue is better than red, but Lunastra, I'm sorry. Buldrum is S tier. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love this guy. He has only one attack. He's perfect. He doesn't need any more. I fought him like 116 times trying to learn the game for the first time. He was the only monster I could beat, so I fought him a million times. Never got tired of his attack that he does, because he's just so awesome. King Shakalaka. King Shakalaka, you get points for being creative, and there's nothing else like him, but sorry, buddy. Tigrex is S tier. Put him below Rajang, obviously. Iconic S tier. He was in Peace Walker. Rathalos and Tigrex both in Peace Walker. You know, they deserve the world. This is a Cantor. Cantor's here. Sort of feel the same about him as I feel about Gravios and Basarios, honestly. Geodrome. Geodrome was my first of these guys that I fought. My first large monster that I ever fought. I'll put him above his brothers, but he really doesn't have that much going for him. I like the sounds he makes. Hypnocatrice. I'll put Hypnocatrice in A. I love the birds. I love birds, man. The birds and the monkeys I just have a particular penchant for them. I like those guys. Levasioth. Maybe F. I'm sorry. But I'm putting Iodrome down below these two. These guys don't deserve. Iodrome is actually, like, detestable to me. Except his Elvis hair. I like his Elvis hair a lot. But yeah, these two, they're just unfortunately very boring. And you gotta have some boring guys, how would you have any good, cool guys if you didn't have the boring ones? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Nargacuga. Man, I would put Nargacuga in S just because how iconic he is, but I'd say he's probably more just the definitive A tier. Like, he's the coolest A guy. One of the coolest. Barioth, of course, is his brother. They're brothers, so Barioth would go. Just because Nargacuga came first, and his eyes glow red in the dark, and the trailer for Freedom Unite. Wow. But I'm getting ahead of myself putting Barioth up there already. Ucanlos. Ucanlos is the cooler version of a Cantor. He's pretty cool. I mean, in terms of big rocky guys, yeah, we're getting somewhere with this guy. Vespoid Queen, F. Kurapeko. Now, Kurapeko's got kind of this, similar to Tigrex. Anybody who knows, it's sort of a those who don't know, those who know type situation. But we'll just leave it at that. Kurapeko, anybody who started with 3rd gen knows what I'm talking about. He is a bird. He's an awesome bird. But sometimes I just think about how cool he is, you know. I'll put him right below Hypnocatrice. Giginox. Giginox is really cool. Not quite at the level of Keizu, but Giginox needs to come back. Seriously. He needs to come back. Or she. Devil Joe. Now, Devil Joe is, much like Tigrex, just a beautiful, beautiful dinosaur in every sense of the word. And you know how much I love dinosaurs. He loves to eat. He's S-ranker. Love his green color. Love his shade of green. Beautiful. Barioth. Gonna go put Barioth in F. Not because I hate him. Just he's okay, and he is a dinosaur. I'll put him in low D. Uragon. Uragon again is getting somewhere with the rocky guys. Still, I lump all these guys together as just being, unfortunately, a little bit mid. Uragon is maybe the coolest one though, because he got that chin. Lagiacrus, also got to put him up here, just because it's so unfortunate what happened to him. He would be S rank, but those who don't know, those who know. If you know, you know. What happened to Lagiacrus when we lost underwater combat? It wasn't fun. But Royal Ludroth, I gotta put him in S because he's amazing. He's such a cool Leviathan. His armor may be my favorite in the whole series. Amazing. Gobul, probably D rank. He's scary. And this is Agnactor, right? Wait, this is Agnactor? Yeah, it's Agnactor. Agnactor. He's like a Cantor's little brother. He's okay. Electrion. Electrion is a cool Elder Dragon. Though not quite as cool as these three guys right here. And honestly, I'm gonna put Fatalis by Electrion too. Electrion is a cool guy. That much is certain. Gen Moron. Now Gen Moron's got a fun fight. I might put him in B. He's got a fun fight. Sadius, though, in terms of spectacle, that Sadius is right up there with these three horrifying but awesome guys. And he's underwater, so you know that's special. His theme music. Okay, see now we're getting somewhere. And if you know anything about Home Depot gaming, you know Great Jaggy. He's number one, baby. Perfect color scheme. His minions have a whole hierarchy to them. He's a dinosaur. He's a raptor. He like blows these other guys out of the water. He's just such a cool monster. And his brothers are cool too. They're not super at Great Jaggy's level. I'll put him C. And Roggy, I like Roggy better than Baggy, just in terms of his design. And his armor, of course, wow. Duramboros. This is where the Rocky guys start to get really cool. This is one of the first really cool Rocky guys to me. I'm putting him above Keizu, because you can mine his back. His tail flips him up super high into the air. I love Duramboros. And Nibblesnarf, though. Nibblesnarf is an A tier monster. I love fighting him. I love fighting Nibblesnarf for whatever reason. Zynoger, amazing monster. Just take a couple games off, and then I'll be happy to see you again. We all have our phase where we love Zynoger, and then he kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit. Great theme song though. This is Amatsu. I've never fought Amatsu. I'm sorry. He looks cool though. Arzuros. I'm gonna go ahead and put Arzuros the tippy top at A tier, because I feel similarly to him as I do about Boldrome. He's just like he's adorable. You can't not love Arzuros. And Lagombi, same thing, same deal. Volvidon, not so much. I mean, I just associate him so much with Iodrome for whatever reason. Just kind of an ugly guy. I'm sorry, buddy. Brachydos, though. Go ahead and put Brachydos right up there behind Chameleos. Brachydios, I don't even need to talk about him. That got that bluish black shell, the slime mittens. He bashes you, you explode. This is Dire Morales or whatever. Never fought you. Sorry, Dire Morales. Quetzalwacha. Quetzalwacha's going right up there in A tier, because those who know, they know. His face underneath the mask. Yeah, I never get tired of seeing that face of his. Adorable. And he's one of the greatest monkeys of our time. Tetsukabra. Tetsukabra, by all accounts, should be cool, but there's something about him. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of him. Zamtrios, though, get right on up there, buddy. He's a shark. He's a shark who's also sort of a Nargacuga type, but when he inflates, now that is a sight to behold. He's going right up there in front of Tigrex, I think. Zamtrios, you are legendary. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget that. Najarala. I'll be fair and put him in D. There's something about him that I'm not entirely keen on. Fighting him is kind of annoying when he wraps around you. He's interesting, but I don't know. He's just really big, and I don't know. Well, let's move on. Celtis Queen. Celtis Queen is cool, and cooler than Celtis, because Celtis is sort of a fake out monster, and Celtis Queen always has a Celtis with her, which is cool that you have it's sort of the the Genesis prototype of Doshiguma that we'll see later in Wilds, where she has a minion who is a large monster himself. Yeah, right about where the Hermitars are, I'll put Sultus Queen. Nursilla, I don't like spiders. Can't say I'm a fan of spiders. Top of F. I see the appeal. It's cool to have a spider in a game, but it's a spider. Gormagala is obviously S tier. I feel I do not need to say that, but I'll say it anyway. Shagaru Magala. Now the lore, I love the lore of Shagaru, so I'll go ahead and put him right up there in front of Gormagala. This is Darren the Moron, as I say. It's basically the same thing as Gen Moron, if I remember right. I might be misremembering, and this might not even be Darren Moron, but I think it is. But given the fact that they did it the same thing over again, I'll just put him a little bit lower. This is Dalamadur, like Raviente, but not. Dalamadur, he's huge. He's absolutely monumental, which is really cool. I'll put him in a B. He's a nice B monster. Serigios, very handily right up here with Nargi and Barioth. Love him. I love that his horn on his head there is called a dissenter. That is such a cool biological name for a thing. That's Gog Mazios. Gog Mazios is cool, don't get me wrong. He's cool. Probably put him in high B. He's cool. He's a cool guy, cool monster. Malfestio, though, this is a great bird. This is a bloody brilliant bird. And I'll put him right there. As the birds go, you can't do much better than Malfestio. Glavenus, again, very, very cool design. And that just, it's one of those designs like, man, that's one of those things you can't believe you didn't think of first. Like, his tail is a sword, and he sharpens it and spins around. How about that? Astalos, though, I feel Astalos is right up there with Serigios. These guys are just, like, these two, they're like ninja type cool. These two are like rocker boy type edgy cool. Actually, these three are edgy boys, and these are like cool ninja, shadow kind of boys. Mizutsune, put Mizutsune in a high B. I like Mizutsune. I like a little Mizutsune action. Gamoth, again, I put these two faded 4 above these two. Gamoth I do like a lot. He's huge, he's immense, and fighting him on the snowy mountain is a little bit silly because he's too big for that map. But fighting him in other arenas is cool, and he's a very funny, cool monster to have around. Nakarkos, though, I can't say I enjoy fighting Nakarkos. Conceptually, cool, and you have to wonder what he really fully looks like, kind of. But yeah, it's just kind of there. Great Macau, there's not much that intrigues me about Great Macau. I kind of feel the same about him as these other ones. He jumps on his tail, that's cool. But, you know, we can do without him, I think. We're almost to the end here. We got Valstrax. Valstrax is an S tier, I believe. He has to be, you know. He has to be S tier. Maybe right below Gormagala in terms of edginess. He's not quite at that edgy level, but he is massively cool. And that's Atalka. Atalka is like Hermitar and Sienitar. He's a bug. He's cool, I guess. He's pretty cool. His armor and stuff. Magnamalo. Rise. We're doing Monster Hunter Rise before World, I guess. That's okay. Magnamalo, he's kind of like Zynoger. His design is a little bit busy for my liking, which I can appreciate. I like him. He's cool, but it doesn't exactly stand out. Well, he stands out for sure. He just, I don't know. He's Magnamalo. He's cool. By Shaitan though, by Shaitan, I'll put you right above Kongalala there. You are a cool monkey, my friend. A cool monkey. Aknosum. By all accounts, he should be kind of forgettable, but he's really not. He's a pretty cool bird. Just yeah, a high C. Tetranodon. Tetranodon is a cool guy as well. I'll put him maybe right here with yeah, that seems good for Tetranodon, right there below Duramboros. Not quite as cool as Duramboros because he's got the jumping thing, but I do like Tetranodon a lot. Let's put Gogmazios up a little bit. He kind of reminds me of Lich Dragon, or not Lich, the Dragonkin Soldier of Noxella. And I like that. Or rather, the Dragonkin Soldier of Noxella reminded me of Gogmazios. He's pretty cool. I'm gonna put him low A. Somnicanth. Somnicanth's another one you kind of I expected to be forgettable, but I remember Somnicanth pretty well. Though not by no means my favorite monster. Right there, down there. Another spider. This one I just remember being an exact clone of Nursilla. At the time I was like, oh, this is Nursilla again. But his name's, I can't remember his name. Rakna Kadaki. Yeah, I think I got it perfectly. But yeah, he's cooler than Nursilla because he's got like he's like cloaked in a spider web. He's got sort of a Grim Reaper element to him, but he's a little spider, you know. Almadron, another one where it's like, if we didn't have these mud guys who aren't afraid to get down and dirty, what would we have in the first place? I feel similarly to him about Gravios and Basarios, where it's like, I'm sorry, you're cool, but you're a little bit dirty. He is an artist though. He's got an artistic flair for sure. And what more could you do with a muddy guy? Wind Serpent. That's Wind Serpent Ibushi. Yeah, I like fighting him in the Rampage. It's very funny. The Rampage in general is very funny, but I don't care that much about Wind Serpent Ibushi or Thunder Serpent Narwa. They're both just kind of whatever. They're kind of whatever, you know. And let's move Great Roggy and Great Baggy up because they're cool guys. They're brothers of the Great Jaggy, and you have to give credit where it's due. Gos Harag, though. Gos Harag, I think is freaking awesome. He's quite a lot like, I put him maybe, yeah, like right there. He's cool. He uses weapons and stuff. Great Izuchi, basically same feeling as Great Macau. Just another one of those guys who's not super interesting, but you gotta have him. It's necessary to have those guys like that. Anyway, moving on to World. Anjanath, I proper bloody love Anjanath. He's feel the same about him as some of the other dinosaur guys like Devil Joe and stuff. Though he's not quite at that level, he is really cool. I put him just below Rathian and Rathalos. Sorry about that. Forgot I was filming a video. Great Jagras, though. Great Jagras, I adore and I love him. I mean, his fight isn't super memorable. He's the opening monster. In terms of like the great guy with minions, he's the first one who's like really different, not a raptor. Just always struck me as sort of a Royal Ludroth, but not quite there. He's more of a shabby looking Royal Ludroth. I'll put him right above Blanganga. His hair is awesome. I love his hair. Puke. I appreciate what they were going for, just really have no sort of attachment to that monster whatsoever. Nergigante, I might have to put Nergigante in S. He's got everything going for him. He's got the cool Elder Dragon edginess. He's got these giant horns that I love, and then underneath his giant horns, you're like, his face is so goofy and silly. He's pretty adorable. And S rank guys, very much cuteness is the #1 deciding factor for S rankers. So I'm putting Nergigante up there. This is Safi Jiva, I think. I haven't fought him yet. Xeno Jiva, I just fought him. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool, you know, he's a laser alien dragon. It's a very cool gimmick for a boss monster. Probably about B. Zora Magdaros. If you like Zora Magdaros, that's pretty cool. Personally, I don't really have any sort of feelings towards him. I'm gonna put him in a low D, right below Baroth. His fighting him is really bloody boring. And yeah, you could argue that for Lao Shan, but Lao Shan just has that first time you're like blown away by a monster. Kulu Yaku. He's kind of like Kutku, but sort of just different. He's like retreading old ground. I like him though. He's a bird. He's got that silly factor. Duratotus. I don't know if I'm ruffling any feathers here, but Duratotus is just like Cephadrome and Lavasioth. He's like whatever. He's very much like this is just a monster we got to throw in here. But I'll say again, you gotta appreciate those guys, because if we didn't have them, what would we appreciate? Toby Kadachi going up there in A. He's cool. He's sort of, actually I'll put Toby in B. Yeah, right here. He's cool. He's like he's got kind of the Nargacuga type of vibe, but he's a snake. He's got a snake face, and snake face isn't that lovable to me. Paolomu though, very adorable. I love Paolomo. Maybe put him at a high B. Legiana's really cool. He's really cool. Kind of feels similarly to him about Astalos and Ceregios. Like, I'd put him right there with those guys. Very graceful, but still edgy and cool. His face is really cool. He's a very unique looking dragon. Great Gyros. Yeah, Great Gyros. He's cool, I guess. Effluvium, really annoying. Odo Garen. Odo Garen is a B tier monster to me. He's pretty cool. His armor's awesome, but yeah, I don't know. He's a lot of people's favorite. I think he's a lovable guy. Just I don't know, something about the Rotten Vale in general in that game. Really, I don't like anything about it, and that's kind of intentional. But Radoban, again, Radoban, just no, don't like seeing him. Don't ever like seeing him. Go on down there, Radoban. Valhazak, in terms of Elder Dragons, maybe my least favorite. Well, he's better than Teostra and Kushala. I don't know, I forgot I put these guys here, you know. Yeah, Valhazak's cooler than them, but just, he's kind of like Gogmazios, just not as interesting, I think. Dodogama, though. Recall earlier in the video when I said the rock guys don't have much going for them? Dodogama is the answer to this. And Dodogama is going right up here with Arzos and Lagombi vibes. Because his name, he might have my favorite name in the series, Dodogama. And man, he's cool. He's cool. I don't know what that is. I've never fought that. Basil Goose. Everybody gotta love Basil Goose. I mean, come on. He's a high A tier monster. He's what I think of when I think of World and the parts of World that I like. Basil Goose, the fact that nobody knew about him before the game came out, you get to high rank, his music comes up and he's just bombing everything. Every time you fight a monster, he just comes through and barrel bombs you. Crazy man, crazy Basil Goose, we love ya. Titi Yaku, you know, whatever. He's like Kutku again, but he's got flashbang. He flashbangs ya. Really, they're kind of doing too many Kutkus in this game. There's 3 alternatives of Kutku in World, but they don't have regular Kutku. It's kind of weird. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that is. What is that? That looks like it looks like Zinogre, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry. Anyways, Beototus. I just fought Beototus the other day. He's awesome. He's really cool. You always love a good Leviathan. He's got like the hot rod paint job. He's got flames, black with the flames, and he sounds like a motorcycle. Super cool guy. Put him right up there in B. He's a mid B. I have no idea what that is. Must be a monster I haven't fought yet. I haven't played Iceborne very much. I just started Iceborne. So maybe I'll come back and some of these guys will be my favorites. Maybe I'm just not recognizing those guys and I have fought them, but I think I'd know. This is the Leshen. I really didn't like that guy. He has 2 moves. He has actually 2 moves, and he just does them over and over again. I ran out of time on that mission. It was just so boring to fight him, and they give you weapons to fight him with. So it wasn't a matter of damage. It was just they just didn't program him to have any sort of behaviors of a normal monster. And one of probably the main reason I like Monster Hunter is the monster behaviors, and they're actual animals, and it's so cool. I think that's Malzeno. I've never played Sunbreak either. I really need to play Sunbreak. So yeah, I don't know these guys. There's Espinos from Frontier, but I've never fought him in Sunbreak or in Frontier. Now Wilds. You can say Monster Hunter Wilds. I can say bad things about Monster Hunter Wilds till the sun sets the sun sets forever and goes away forever. But Monster Hunter Wilds has amazing monster designs. It really does. They're still at the top of their game in terms of monster designs with Wilds. I love some of the monsters in this game. Starting off strong with Doshiguma. Doshiguma, I feel like, is like Arzuros levels of adorable. He travels in a pack. He's like a big old beast. He's like pretty much nothing they've ever done. He's awesome. Balahara is another one of those kind of Juratotus type guys. That he is a little more interesting. I just don't ever care to fight him ever again. Chadacabra is like the same thing but worse. Just don't care about Chadacabra. Quematrice though, I love Quematrice. He's a chicken. He's like the ideal version of Kutku. He's a chicken and he's got a flaming fan tail. I probably put him right there under Damalamadur. He's fun to fight. His armor is awesome too. His cat armor is one of the coolest. Lala Barina. I like his name, but he's just another spider, and this one's even worse than Ursula. He's weird. He's got weird animations. Rompopolo. I love Rompopolo. He's like Great Roggy, but even cooler. His face is so funny to me. He kind of reminds me of Quetzalcoatl, and like, there's no one who looks like him. He's so funny looking. Raydao though, right up there with Astalos and Ceregios in terms of coolness. I like his music a lot. He belongs right up here with these edgy, cool guys. I'd probably put him above Astalos, but not quite at Ceregios level. Uthdana, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Uthdana is S rank. He's S rank big time. And the only reason I'd put Royal Ludroth above him is because Royal Ludroth's armor is so cool to me. But it's just barely. Like, I think Uthdana, his everything about him is so awesome. I'll put Gypsyros underneath these guys. I love Uthdana. He's so cool. He's one of my favorite monsters of all time now. Similarly, New Udra is also really cool and really, really unique. I'd probably put him... yeah, I think he's cooler than Anjanath. He's pretty scary looking. Ajarakan I don't really care that much about. I don't have much desire to go fight him again. He's a monkey, yes, but he's really just sort of retreading old ground with Rajang. He's just a flaming version of Rajang. And I'm sorry for all the hate towards fire Pokemon. There hasn't been a lot of fire Pokemon that I'm a huge fan of. Except Kurupeko, Fatalis, a couple others. But Arkveld is S. Arkveld is so cool. Why is he so cool? He's above Nergigante. Not quite Valstrax level, but one of the coolest flagship monsters ever. Just bar none. He's so cool. I love Arkveld. His head, his armor, his pants that you get for fighting him. Man. Hirabami. I remember fighting Hirabami, and it's such a strange, awkward point in the game where you're like pretty late in that super long 30-hour long tutorial that Monster Hunter Wilds is, and it's like, oh, we're gonna fight a big monster here in a second, but let's go fight this random Hirabami for 2 seconds. And he's like Somnicanth, but more forgettable. I'm honestly surprised I even remember him. I think I only remember him because of how forgettable he is. I'm gonna put him in F. I don't care about Hirabami. Jindaha though, Jindaha is really cool looking. He's cool looking. I don't really like his armor that much, and he's big though. Bigness is awesome. I think there's like parts where you fight him where you have to be on the bird, the sacred, and I don't like that. But that's not his fault. I just don't like the sacred in that game. Everything it stands for just makes me angry. Zuwu I also like, but not that much. It's cool how you're in the ruins place and every monster is like a husk of its former self. But Zuwu is just there. He's just like a bottom feeder. That's cool to me. But again, he's another octopus, and having 2 octopuses in the game sort of trying to overshadow New Udra a little bit, but New Udra stands tall. And finally, Mr. Zoshia, the final boss monster of the base game of Wilds. He's pretty cool. I'd say he's a high B probably. Not necessarily my favorite, but he's cool. But Monster Hunter Wilds has so many monsters that I really love that's just how it goes down. And yeah, this is looking pretty good, I think. The full thing in perspective here. So yeah, these are my favorite monsters ever. Great Jaggy, Brachydos, Chameleos, Rajang, Zamtrios, Tigrex, Deviljho, Shagaru Magala, Gore Magala, Valstrax, Arkveld, Nergigante, Kekawaka, Baishatan, Kongalala, Royal Ludroth, Uthduna, Gypsaros, and Boldrome. Yeah, they're really cool. I don't know if any of these guys I could go up to S. Nah, S is looking good. You don't want to make the S rank too big because it's not as special that way. A, these guys are like, I adore the heck out of these guys. I love these guys to death. And they could sometimes I feel like these guys are all S ranks. But you got to keep them in A rank. A rank is good too. B rank, B rank, I like these guys a lot. Some of these guys I love. Yeah, these guys are, they're cool too. Except Leshen. Leshen just sucks in every way. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week. I'm gonna play some, I don't know, just gonna play baseball.